Okay. So we'll get started. Today, we are still talking about loops, correct? And we have done for loop. Today, we will see while loop. When do we use while loop? What's the purpose of while loop?
When we don't know how many times we will repeat the.
Yes, but we know the condition. Okay. When to stop or when to start. You know, when to.
Banana. Can you banana? Can you orange?
Yes, I can eat banana. I can eat. Yes.
Can you eat cold milk? Can you eat curd? Can you eat honey? You can eat honey.
Yes. No sugar, but.
This is honey.
Thank you so much.
It has honey.
No sugar, correct?
No.
Okay. It's very yummy. Thank you. Okay, so when we know the condition when to start, when to stop. Okay, so let's say we'll do similar examples. Okay, now we'll look at a couple of similar examples, and then we'll see specific examples about while. Okay, when actually while is used. So let's say if we go here, Control Z, we'll take some simple examples that we did using for loop, and we'll do with while now. So it says generate number from 1 to 20, right? So what I'll do is I'll say while. Okay, now you have you're using I, so let's use I. So you want I from 1, correct? 1 to 20. So I'm saying 1. Now while I is less than 21, that means if I is less than 21, keep printing. Okay, now I'll say print. Now, so I is 1. Is 1 less than 21? Yes. So it goes in, prints I. Okay. Now, again, it goes up. See, this is the beginning of the while. So this is called entry control loop. Entry control loop means to get into the loop, you are checking the condition. When you go to a movie theater, in the entrance, they'll ask you for ticket. And if you have a valid ticket, only then you are allowed to get in. Right? So this is while is like you're checking your ticket. Do you have valid ticket or not?
Yeah.
If you have valid ticket, you go in. Otherwise, you will go to the print. So I is 1. 1 is less than 21. Valid ticket. Yes. So you go in and you print I. Now you come back again. I is again what?
1.
1 only. 1 is less than 21? Yes. So it goes in, prints I. Then again goes up. What is the Y value?
1.
Right. So what happens if you print? It says, see, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, right? So we need, after printing 1, we need to change the value of I to I plus 1. Then only I will become 2. Then 3, then 4. Now what happens? 1 is less than 21? Yes. Goes in, prints I. Then now I is what? 2. 2 is less than 21? Yes. Prints 2. Now becomes 3. So on. It becomes 19. Prints 19. Now I is 20. 9 plus 1, 20. Is 20 less than 21? Yes. It goes and prints 20. Now I becomes 21. Is 21 less than 21? No. So it stops. Right? So when you see this, see, you get 1 to 20 here. So same example which we did using for loop, we are converting to do with while loop. Range is doing 3 jobs. Start, stop, and increment the step. So in while you have to do it manually. Start, I equal to 1. Increment is here, and this is your condition. Now let's look at this example here. Generate first 10 odd numbers. First 10 odd numbers. Okay. So this loop has to run how many times? 10 times. So I'll say while count is less than 10. Okay, and before that, I will define count. Count equal to 0. So see, when I'm saying count equal to 0, then it is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. 10 times it will be 9, correct? So that's why I'm saying count less than 10. And here, okay, see, it's using I. So we have to say I here. Because we are using I here, isn't it? So I less than 10. And this is, you are printing this. And then again, you have to increase I, isn't it? I plus equal to 1, you have to do it. So now when you run it, you see, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right? So your I is less than 10.
Do you want to go?
If you have, you can give me.
It's all finished.
Oh,
If you want to watch it, you can watch it on Sunday.
perfect.
It comes to me.
Okay. Okay. So while I is less than 10, calculate this, and then you see I equal to I plus 1. Now here generate even numbers between 10 and 20. So this is, see, I is like counter. You're taking count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Here, I itself is changing from 10 to 21. Right? So what I'll do, I equal to 10 while I less than 21. Correct? And then what we are saying, I should increase by 2, right? We had step 2. Okay, so now when you run it, right, I will increase by 2, isn't it? Every time I is increased by 2, 10, then 12, then 14, 16, 18, 20, right? So we are saying I equal to I plus 2. All right. So this is just to show you how while is used. But actual reason when I is used or while is used is when you don't know, right? In this case, in all these cases, you know, right? So it still fits for loop, because see, in while you have to initialize separately, you have to increment separately, but in while one line you can do all the 3 work, right? So in these cases, we prefer to use for loop, but just to demonstrate how we can do using while, I use that. Now let's look at some examples here. Let's say I want to add 2 numbers. Okay, before that, let's say you want to calculate sum and average of 5 subjects. Okay, so we know exact 5 subjects, isn't it? So what we do, we will go, I think we have done it here, right? Somewhere.
Last.
Okay, last, right? Yes. Okay, so I copy this and paste it here. Okay, so calculate total of 5 subject marks, right? Total and average. Okay, total itself, that's okay. It's easy to calculate average if you know total, right? For given number of students. Now you don't know how many students are there, right? See, we know 5 subjects. So better to use for loop. But we don't know how many students. So what I'll do, okay, I will say here while, okay, while continue equal to 1, okay. Okay, and I will put here cont equal to 1. So I put cont equal to 1. I'm saying while cont equal to 1, okay. Oops, sorry. Here, these will be in while loop. So cont equal to 1, while cont equal to 1, perform all this. After printing this, I'm going to check. Okay. Input. Okay. Int. do you, or let's not even do, first we have to do input, isn't it? And we don't have to convert into integer, okay? So input, do you want to add more students? Y or yes. Okay. Any other key to stop? Any other key to stop? So you're asking student, okay, do you have more students to add? If you want to continue, you have to say yes. Otherwise, you have to say any other key, correct? So what I'll do here, I'll say if INP not equal to Y, then cont equal to 0. So what happens? You have cont equal to 1, right? Initializing, and initialize we are saying 1 equal to 1. So it will be true, isn't it? 1 is equal to 1, it will be true. You get in. So you're setting total equal to 0, you're performing this, you're performing total. Now you're checking, do you want to continue? Right? Y for yes, any other key for stop. Now continuous value is 1 only. So if you leave it anything, it will anyway be 1. But if user doesn't want to continue, that's when you have to set it to something else other than 1. You can say cont equal to 0, 5, 3, anything other than 1. Okay. So now when you run it, okay, marks in subject 1, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, let's say. So total is 21. You want to continue? I'll say yes. If it is yes, do nothing, right? We are not doing anything for Y. So you can add. Okay. Do you want to continue? I'll say any other key, right? I can hit blank enter also. It stopped. Okay. It stopped because this value is not Y. If it is not Y, cont becomes 0. So it goes up here. 0 is 0 equal to 1? False. So it stopped. Now, same program, okay, you can do it in a different way as well. Rewriting. So let's say you have okay. Now see, here anyway it is true, right? 1 equal to 1 is true, right? So why instead of doing cont, directly say equal to true. Okay. So instead of saying 1 equal to 1, instead of making it true, directly you type true. Now, problem here is not problem, but the difference here is, okay, the difference here is, okay, okay, difference here is, there you had a variable cont. When you had a variable cont, you had control. In the sense, okay, variable cont is 1, so I'm able to change it to 0. But here, it is doing the trick. First time it is going in. But how do you control it? Right? You can't variable is no longer there. So how do you control it? So what you can do is you can use break. There's a break keyword here. So we're talking about, okay, break. Okay, it will throw you out of the loop. It will throw you out of the loop. Okay, break will throw you out of the loop. That's it. Okay, break will throw you out of the loop. So now if I'm saying if input not equal to Y, break. Break means throw me out of the loop. Right? Now see, if I put break inside this, then this break will throw me out of this loop only. So break can work with both for loop and while loop. And if I write here break will throw me out of this loop only, not this loop. Break will throw me out of this loop, not this loop. Okay. Now, when you have break here, this break is in outer loop, isn't it? So this break will throw you out of the outer loop. If you are thrown out outer loop, you are obviously thrown out this loop also automatically. Right? So you are thrown out of outer loop. Okay. So this is how you are. All right. So this is how break works, and this is how you can manage this. We'll do one more example before we'll end the day here. I want you to display a set of menu options. Okay. So let's say you want to perform a library operation. Okay. And you have a menu there. Okay. So something like this. Create a set of menu options or a library. So here you will have like print menu, okay, and you can have print one for add books to the library. Add books to the library, okay. Remove books from the library, okay. Issue the book to the member. Right? Take the book from the member. Right? So let's say these are your 4 options. Okay. And let's have 5th option, which is to quit. Okay, you're done. So you want to quit it. Now these menu options should run forever, right? So I'll put this in a while loop. Because you don't know how many times you will be running it. You can be running it 1 time, 10 times, 100 times in a day. You don't know. So I will put this. Now when I run it, okay. Okay, so what I'll do is I'm going to move this to different file because the other things will work here, isn't it? Okay, so now if I run it, what happens? Okay, it goes on forever, isn't it? Because I put it in while true. So it'll go on forever. Now, okay, one way to stop is that we will ask the user to enter the option, isn't it? So you will say choice or option, whatever, equal to input, enter your option, right? And now you can have multiple conditions. If your choice equal to 1. So remember, we are only reading as input. We are not reading as integer. Input will be string only. That's why I'm saying choice equal to string 1. Choice equal to string 1. So if choice equal to 1, then you can say here something like that. Okay. Adding books to the library. Okay. Then elif. Choice right? choice equal to 3. Now option 4. Taking book from the member. Option 5. Is now option 5 is end, right? You want to end it. So we'll say break, isn't it? And we'll have else. If something else you give. Else means other than these 5. Anything other than this 5, you will say print invalid option, try again, right? Okay, now you see it's waiting for you to enter. If I say 1, okay, adding books to the library 2, okay, removing books from the library 3, okay, 3 is issuing the book, 4, okay, taking the book from the member, okay, 4, so 5 I'll give 6, you see, invalid option. Now to quit, you say 5 and it quits. Right? Now, see, you can now add the logic here. This is just the placeholder I showed you, right? But you can add your logic here. Okay. So now take the assignment. Okay. I want you to solve this. Okay. Based on the above program, based on this program, create a menu option to option for performing basic arithmetic operations. Performing basic arithmetic operations like plus, minus, into, division, double division, double star. That's it, and modulo. Why to leave this? Let's have this. So I want to create menu option, and each of the menu option I want, don't just write adding. Take 2 number, take 2 input value, and then perform addition, subtraction, multiplication, whatever. All right.
Yeah.
So do this program and show me tomorrow. Okay. We'll end it here for today.